Hi, I'm Lanny Bird, and welcome to Midday Roast with Team SI. Midday Roast is just a chance for us to share some of the conversations we have around our office, some of the conversations we have with our clients, with our friends out there in social media and on our podcast. Today we have with us Emma and Alex. Emma and Alex are digital marketing specialists for us, and they work on the strategy for our digital media and also help work on the team that places all the digital media for all of our clients here at Team SI. We place all of our digital media here in-house, from our search engine marketing to our display advertising, pre-roll video, our social media ads, Pandora and Spotify. We have our own team that does that in-house. That's kind of unique for us, and really proud of the team that we have here. Hire a lot of smart individuals who understand data and its power and put that to use for our clients. So welcome, y'all. Glad that you're here. Kind of interesting because these are two of the newer members of our digital media team. We've actually had someone join since them, but y'all both have been here for less than 6 months, right?
Just under 6 months. Yeah.
Just under 6 months for Emma, and Alex has been here
close to 3 months.
almost at 3 months. So very glad to have them join us here on Midday Roast. So before we get started on Midday Roast, I'm going to go ahead and share it on my Facebook page. And if you're watching along with us, I want to go ahead and encourage you to share it too. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and share. And as we talk, if you end up with a question or want to make a comment or just want to give Emma or Alex a shout out, go ahead and do that. And Grace in the background will go ahead and do that for us as she turns down her volume. The other thing I want to make you aware of is the podcast will be available on YouTube, and it'll be on iTunes and all of our other podcast places and on our blog later this week. So if you missed something or you want to hear what we said again, you can go back and check it out there. So today's topic on Midday Roast is AdWords and search engine marketing, specifically looking at how you can implement it for your business. So if we start out, Google and why is Google important? Google's important because searches, right? People do searches when something pops in their mind, in their moment, as they're trying to make a decision, they will turn to Google for the answer, right?
Right.
And so AdWords gives you the opportunity to pay Google to have an ad for your company appear in those search engine results. We do a lot of work with search engine marketing. We do it from an organic perspective, so we want to actually appear in the natural rankings that Google has. And the AdWords are a paid ranking. Now, we pay for AdWords per click, right? So we set up and decide, hey, we want to pay so much for that. So when you type in a question or a query on Google, your ad can appear there. Now, it shows with ads, and it's a text-based ad, but your ad shows up there on Google. Now, there's also Microsoft Bing has a platform that's very similar to Google search engine in the ads perspective. In general, we focus more on AdWords because it has a much larger audience. I think about 86% of the search audience is now on Google, but Bing's another option out there. But today we're going to talk about AdWords, and we can just assume everything applies to Bing. So we'll start out with Emma, and why don't you just tell us how search engine marketing works on AdWords with Google?
Okay. So when you type in your query of whatever topic you're looking up for more information, you get all of those results. So every second on average, Google processes 40,000 results. So along with that, the AdWords is just a parallel running platform where you can kind of bid on certain kinds of content. So when you have that search engine result, those top 4, those are being your paid ads. You are just looking to make an auction bid when you are running an SEM campaign. So when you have an AdWords platform that you can build those campaigns in, you have several different forms of campaigns and strategies that you can use, but the whole idea is to get you in that auction house so that you can kind of build your audience, like build your potential customer, but you have to know your potential customer so you can target them in your search query.
Right. So basically what you're trying to do is figure out what the keywords your potential customer are going to search for, and then put a result that links to a web page up there. And from an auction perspective, you're deciding how much that customer clicking on your ad is worth, or coming to visit your website is worth to you, and that's what you're willing to spend, right?
Yeah, and so that goes into your cost per click strategy. So that's you've heard PPC campaign or a CPC cost. It's cost per click, pay per click campaign.
Yeah, we're going to get into a lot of acronyms and definitions today, so we probably should come up with CPC is cost per click, PPC is pay per click. We have impressions, that's when someone just views your ad, and then we have clicks, is when someone actually clicks. Now the cool thing about AdWords is we only pay when someone clicks on our ads.
Yeah, so when you target your audience, only a certain percentage are going to be able to actually click on it. Well, they all are able to, but only a certain number of people actually do click on it, and you're only going to pay for those people who you can get onto your landing page to actually view your content that you've written for your website.
Yeah, and really, if you've got good content and a great landing page that applies to the keywords, that cost will be a little bit cheaper. Google will make it cheaper for you because they want it to provide good content, and they want people to have a great user experience when they're clicking on the ads.
Yeah, and they all kind of run together. So Google actually has something called Ad Rank that runs into your quality score, and it all summarizes into one score, one actual number that will pull up when you have an SEM campaign running. So if somebody searches in a query and your ad ranks the highest, you're the first option on that page results.
Yeah, so part of ad rank is how much you're willing to pay.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Also part of it is the quality score.
Yeah, so the pay part is actually just as important as your quality. So if your content is really closely related to that query, then you're going to pay less than if you are targeting some things that aren't really related and your webpage doesn't have that information on it, but you really just wanted to pop up when somebody searched this thing.
Right.
Those are expensive ways to actually target somebody.
Correct. So when we're building a campaign, there's two pieces of it. There's targeting and then there's the ads. So Alex, why don't you give us a quick overview of the different targeting options? We've already mentioned keywords as one, but what are the other targeting options we have in AdWords?
With AdWords targeting, you can go into, you can geo-target, so you can, if you want to target somebody by city, state, the country, you can do that.
What's the closest, the smallest parameter of geo-targeting we have?
I mean, I would say you could get it down to probably a certain mileage if you wanted to.
Right, or even a zip code.
Yeah, you can. We do have a few clients that would do that. You can even, if you don't even want to just do a city like Dallas, you can do like a whole metro area, so anything that's like outside suburbs, anything like that, you can do that. You can get into, with like our display network, you can get into, you can target females, males, different ages or
Can you do that on AdWords search ads or just in display?
I believe it's just display.
That's a part of the demographics. You can do it on a campaign level and an ad group level. It just depends on which one you're looking for.
That's cool. So how do you come up with a keyword list? How do you decide what keywords are worth bidding on and what aren't?
Well, you can go into AdWords, and they have this neat little tool called a keyword planner. And what we basically have to do is kind of get in the mindset of, if you want to buy shoes, well, okay, let's do the research and start typing in like, what are going to be the ad groups of this? Are we going to be looking for the high heels, sneakers, flip-flops? So what you would do is you go to Keyword Planner in AdWords, and you're going to start typing in like what you think your demographic might be looking for. And AdWords has, search history, traffic history that they can come up and say, these keywords are going to have the highest quality of what would give you the most traffic. This is how much we suggest you would pay for it. So basically, you can use that to kind of figure out, okay, here's my geo-target. You can put in your geo-target or what kind of targeting you're going to want, and they kind of, pair up and, okay, this is how much you're willing to pay. This is how much these words cost. This is what people are going to be looking for. And they give you a good estimate as to what would be good for your sales pitch.
Exactly right. So come up with a keyword list. What's the next step after that? After we've got our keyword list and our demographics and our targeting, what's the next step after the keyword list?
So when you've boiled down your keyword list to your content, you're going to build an ad from that. So the text of the ad should be a relative summary of what you want your potential customer to be looking for. So your content must be related to your landing page. So like when you type in a certain brand, like for a certain type of shoe, if that is in your headline for your ad, then people will automatically recognize it. But you also want to give the viewer a little bit more information. So like, yes, we've got this. Are you considering this? And that is just the general text of the ad. Should be a 30 character headline. You have a second option for a 30 character headline, a description, a URL, and a landing page. And then from there, you also can add on things like site links that will give you a place where you can call the business that is advertising there. You can get directions. There's other options for site links that you can add extra web pages to land on.
Right, and so for your site links to show, do you have to be the top ad, or does it just show on the other ones?
It depends. It's different for everything. But it also depends on how much you're paying per click and things like that. It's not always just the first one.
Cool. So what about call to click? Is that an option from a mobile device? Is there ability to be able to put when someone clicks on the ad that they can go through and make a call with that?
Yeah, so that's the call extension. When you see that ad on your phone, all you have to do is be able to click on that because Google just builds that into the website itself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put that call extension in, all your viewer has to do is say, oh yeah, that is what I want to do, and click on that, and that's also part of your cost per click.
Sure. So when you're writing ad copy, Alex, do you just write one ad for every keyword or for landing page, or do we write multiple ads?
What you'll do is we write, we do have several ads that we'll write. So you'll have a few different options, and what Google does is you have your ads written that might go for certain keywords or ad groups, different categories. So what Google does is once those ads get placed, they'll rotate out what ad is performing the best. So, you might have one for, like we were saying, shoes, like high heel shoes is doing better than the ads for, flip-flops or something. So it's going to switch those around for your business. So depending on how well it's doing, the quality of it, that kind of affects everything on how it's going to show up in Google.
Definitely, you can write multiple ads, and Google automatically optimizes which one works for you. And really, I mean, AdWords can be very simple.
Mm-hmm.
A self-serve option that you can run yourself. That you can put your credit card in and run some ads. It's really important to watch your budget and set your daily budget of how much you're willing to spend. In general, we'd recommend setting a daily budget, setting an end to the campaign so it doesn't keep charging your credit card forever. And definitely, we check in our campaigns every day to make sure they're spending, to see what ads are working, what keywords are working, what keywords are actually driving the traffic that we want to convert. And you may be spending a lot of money on keywords that aren't really working for you, that people click on, so we want to turn off those keywords. That's all part of the optimization process with advertising. The other piece of the puzzle with AdWords is how it works in with all the other advertising and digital media, because you have to make sure you have a website and a landing page that's converting and moving people to action. Plus, you also have to have other formats higher in the funnel. AdWords is, when we talk about the marketing funnel, which we talk a whole lot about on Midday Roast with Team SI, AdWords are at the bottom part of the funnel where we're really converting people into action. But you have to make sure we're building awareness, whether that's through television or public relations or pre-roll video or display advertising or some other things to let people know about your product and your company, to make them aware, to push them toward the search engine and to make a search for your business, or to make a search for your product in general, and when they see an ad for your business, to know that's what you're related to, that you want to push it.
Yeah, it's definitely part of the do strategy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, any last comments you want to add about AdWords and SEM?
No, I guess the big ideas behind it are content, audience, and then your user experience. So all those things working together, being able to serve those ads on a search engine definitely pushes your business to the front of the line, for sure.
Any last words, Alex? Did Emma cover it all?
Emma covered a really good part
She's
of it.
all of it from you.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. No, I think it's really important to, like Emma said, knowing your consumer, knowing what you're putting out there and everything. AdWords is really helpful because it kind of, watches that audience and suggests and helps you kind of get in the mind of your customer or whatever audience you're trying to reach to. And I think it's really useful for that kind of, search engine research.
So definitely want to encourage you, if you have a product you're trying to sell, you're trying to find more customers, to definitely go out and try AdWords yourself. You can do the self-serve version. If you're not really comfortable doing that, or you get in there and it's more than you can handle, definitely go ahead and visit us at Team SI. You can visit our website at teamsi.com and fill out a form, or visit us on social media at We Are Team SI on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And we'd be happy to help you out and give you pricing for a campaign and give you what we think how much it would cost to use AdWords. And either Alex or Emma or one of the other members of our digital media team can go in and put up your campaign and run your campaign for us to help drive sales and drive visits to your website. Appreciate everyone joining us this week for Midday Roast with Team SI. I encourage y'all, if you have any questions, if you missed it, a chance while we were live to ask your question, go ahead and put your question in your comments, and we'll get an answer back out to you as soon as we can. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.